That's really what this event is about. It's giving the having a forum to have people to be able to come up and share their stories.
The stairway that we came down, the fire burned through the wall and totally engulfed the stairway. As that happened, the officer that I was with, he was standing up, he grabbed his radio and he's screaming, "Mayday, mayday, mayday, mayday!" And he's screaming, "Mayday, mayday, 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 mayday!" And he's completely lost his mind. He's not breathing. The thought that came to my mind was, as I inhaled and took a breath, I thought, okay, is this the place where I'm going to die? And in that, there was a resounding, "No! Just go and have some fun."
Because I'm thinking and thinking and thinking.
Because I'm thinking and thinking and thinking.
And I'm worrying and I'm worrying. And I'm analyzing everything. And I'm worried about me. And my loved ones. I deeply and completely accept myself. And take a deep breath in.
Passion, it's got to be in your heart. Another lady here in the city told me something great. She says, if you have a goal and you set out for it and you're not achieving it, it's because you don't want it hard enough. And of course the legs. The body has to have the strength to see the head and the heart through. It has to keep up with those two. You know, it's like a three-legged stool, right? And if any one of those legs of a three-legged stool either gets too long or too short, it will fall. I will fall. I realize that. The head, the heart, and the legs.
View. And I remember thinking, I hope poor old Dad can see some of the action. Well, onto the stage came 30 gorgeous ladies with towering headdresses. Gliding onto the stage, their arms extended gracefully. My dad leaned forward. He was mesmerized. They were topless. And when the curtain closed for the intermission, I patted my dad's hand and I said, "So Dad, could you see okay?" Well, then the curtain opened again, and out onto the stage came 7 muscled men, each wearing only a bulging thong. The one in the middle winked at me. When the curtain closed, my dad patted my hand. "Darlene, could you see okay?"
2 years following my hospitalization, I continued weekly or more frequent therapy with a psychologist and my attending psychiatrist. And though I spoke frequently about my feelings of utter powerlessness and despair, my almost surreal enmeshment and addiction to my rebound narcissist, who would time and again reject and wound and lure me back, not one mental health care professional recognized or named that I was suffering the severe anguish, abandonment, and trauma, and degradation of narcissistic abuse. I believe that many people who are actually experiencing the stressful symptoms of narcissistic abuse are incorrectly or secondarily diagnosed with other mental health disorders, including depression and anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorder, while those with the actual or pre-existing causative mental illness, our partners and parents with NPD, are almost never diagnosed.
I think I was trying very desperately to have it all. I'm self-employed, I work a lot, and my son said to me, "You're on your computer all the time." And I essentially thought, I need to have it all. The other day, when I looked into my son's eyes, those big browns of his, I realized that I had it all. I had it all to begin with.
To me, in Newfoundland, when you built a boat in your community, the whole community helped out, because you didn't know in 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, when it was going to be your turn, so everybody helped. My grandfather's telling me about them building this boat. It's a 1-mast boat. So when the mast goes in, it's one of the last things that go in. So it pretty much has to go straight up and down because it goes through the deck floor and then the galley floor drops in and then they lock it in. There are 5 men on a 26-foot mast and they're trying to get it up, get it up, get it up, and they get it to about 80 degrees and can't do it. Big great Uncle Arthur is walking on the wharf. Had a very, very long walk. Was a very big man. My grandfather goes, Arthur, Arthur, come down. So my Uncle Arthur goes down, and he takes 3 men on this arm, 2 men on this arm, moves them aside, grabs this mast, picks it up, puts it in the hole, and turns around.
Wow.
Just like myself on the farm, probably one of his proudest moments. It wasn't about the trophies, it wasn't about the recognition, it wasn't about the money. It was for his community and his people.
That everyone has a story, and there's someone out there that needs to hear that story. Thank you very much for everybody. Drive carefully. Have a wonderful evening and rest of the week. Thanks so much.